AaronRodgers just dropped a bombshell, and it might finally explain the Steelers' waiting game. Something massive just surfaced, and it's turning heads across the NFL. It's not a blockbuster trade or a sudden retirement, but it might finally reveal why the Pittsburgh Steelers are still holding out hope. The timing, the silence, the uncertainty. Now, a deeply personal admission from AaronRodgers could be the missing piece that explains everything. Let's rewind. Rodgers, the enigmatic quarterback and four-time MVP, recently made a surprise appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, a podcast known for its raw, unscripted conversations. Over the course of a nearly 3-hour interview, the two covered everything from health and spirituality to philosophy and personal growth. But buried in that conversation was a moment, brief, almost offhand, that might just shake up the NFL. Rodgers didn't talk explicitly about football. In fact, his future in the league barely came up. But when asked about where his head and heart are these days, he said something that made fans and analysts pause. "I figured it out this past year," Rodgers said, his voice steady but somber. "I've been in the trenches with people close to me, people battling cancer. For a man who's made a career of commanding the field, it was a rare glimpse into the off-field reality that's been pulling his attention away from the game." This revelation adds new context to comments he made earlier on the Pat McAfee show, where he vaguely referenced personal matters that were weighing on him. Now it all makes sense. Rodgers continued, "Football's just not a big part of my life right now. The decisions have already been discussed. There's no internal debate left. I'm just showing up for the people who need me right now." He went on to mention that he's in a serious relationship, hinting at long-term commitments outside the game. There's even been buzz around a mysterious ring he wore to the Kentucky Derby, sparking rumors of a secret marriage, something ex-teammate AJ Hawk publicly said he's still trying to figure out. So where does this leave us? That's where things get really interesting, especially for Steelers fans. Despite months of speculation, there's been no official word from Rodgers about returning to the NFL in 2025. And yet, if he is planning a comeback, the options are running thin. Most teams have locked in their quarterbacks for next season. Depth charts are full. Rosters are set. But not in Pittsburgh. The Steelers, currently sitting in limbo, seem to be leaving the door just slightly ajar. Why? Because they might know something we don't. Or at least, they're hoping that Rodgers' situation changes. They're holding a seat at the table, and right now, that seat has Rodgers' name on it. But here's the catch. Time is running out. Training camps are approaching, and team chemistry doesn't happen overnight. The Steelers have to make a decision soon. Do they keep the light on, waiting for Rodgers to walk through the door? Or do they turn the page and invest in the next generation? It's a gamble either way. Rodgers is clearly facing real-life challenges, heartbreaking ones that go far beyond football. And no one would blame him for stepping away. But if he chooses to return, if he decides there's still something left to prove on the field, there's likely only one team left willing and able to make that happen: the black and gold. So now the question falls to you. Should the Steelers wait it out and hope Rodgers eventually suits up? Or is it time to move on and build something new. Sound off in the comments? Like the video if you're pulling for Rodgers, and subscribe for the latest updates. Because this story isn't over yet. In fact, it might just be getting started.